This evening, the Foreign Policy Association takes great pleasure in recognizing the extraordinary international engagement of the Museum of Modern Art. Like art, foreign policy requires a discerning audience. This headline from the Washington Post should give us pause. The less Americans know about Ukraine's location, the more they want the U.S. to intervene. A national survey found that only 1 out of 6 Americans can find Ukraine on a map, and that this lack of knowledge is related to preferences. The further the public's guesses were from Ukraine's actual location, the more they wanted the U.S. to intervene with military force. Against this backdrop, your participation this evening is so important. It strengthens the Foreign Policy Association, and as FPA's president, I am most grateful to you. We have a brief clip for you about FPA's mission.
The year was 1918. The Great War was ending. Much of the world was cheering for America. The world was forever changed. But how to be certain it would be changed for the good? Paul Kellogg gathered the best and the brightest of the time in New York. A Nobel Prize winner, a Pulitzer Prize winner, leaders in academia, they were scholars and journalists. Their goal to somehow be a force for developing awareness, understanding, and informed opinion on U.S. foreign policy and global issues. They had, in effect, created what would become an enduring global town hall. So, naturally, each meeting focused on chaos, crisis, and conflict, what to do about it, how to avoid it. In 1943, Franklin Delano Roosevelt recognized the FPA's achievements. He wrote, "The Foreign Policy Association is performing a high duty and facilitating the lucid presentation of the facts of world problems and their impact on the United States." 12 years later, in 1954, the FPA created what would become its signature accomplishment, the renowned Great Decisions Program. Each year, the group frames the most critical foreign policy questions facing America and the world in the coming year. Some of the FPA's Great Decisions questions. 1960, divided Europe, cooperation or crisis?
As a free man, I take pride in the words, Ich bin ein Berliner.
1967, Vietnam, what price peace?
The time has come to end this war.
1980, Eastern Europe, emerging from Moscow's shadow.
There is one sign the Soviets can make that would be unmistakable. Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
2002, why do they hate us? The roots of terrorism.
We will stay on the offensive against them until the fight is won.
2008, Iraq Endgame, the future of U.S. involvement in Iraq.
I'm proud to finally say these 2 words, and I know your families agree. Welcome home.
The Foreign Policy Association remains today one of the most critical, independent voices in global affairs. Through its balanced, nonpartisan programs and publications, the FPA encourages citizens to discover, discuss, and decide which direction for U.S. foreign policy. Millions of concerned citizens have participated in Great Decisions programs, caucusing in community centers, schools, and libraries across the country to share ideas on global issues. The Great Decisions television series on PBS is beamed into households nationwide, where viewers can watch experts shed light on issues from peace and security to American diplomacy and global conflict.
Foreign policy is actually not foreign, and it is very much connected to every American's daily life.
It is crucial for our democracy that our citizens understand what our challenges are.
We can either choose to deliberately influence the shape of international events, or we can sit on the sidelines and let someone else shape those events.
We have to study. We have to listen carefully. We have to be critical in our judgments about what we hear.
There is not any issue that happens abroad that doesn't affect Americans directly.
A kind of global commons has been created in security and economic terms, and the United States has taken the leading role in creating it.
The ultimate test is to move our society from where it is to where it has never been. And that requires the participation of informed, committed, and concerned citizens.
A lot of people don't realize that the final arbiter of policy in our democracy is the will of the American people.
We're counting on you to tell the leaders of your country what you want to see happen for the foreign policy of the United States of America.
With more countries facing common challenges, we have the chance and the profound responsibility to exercise American leadership to solve our problems, and wherever we can, in concert with others.
In New York City, the FPA continues to attract world leaders to engage its forums. From Henry Kissinger to Bill Clinton, Colin Powell to Kofi Annan. And online, FPA.org takes the association's programs worldwide, spearheading the way into a new global forum, the Digital Town Hall. As a new generation of American leaders emerge, the world they will inherit is filled with challenges: global poverty, terrorism, climate change, nuclear proliferation. All will require an engaged and educated American public. All will require great decisions. The Foreign Policy Association has long operated under the mantra that in a democracy, agreement isn't essential, but participation is. The FPA thanks you for your support and, more importantly, your participation, now and into the future.
Our program will resume after dinner has been served. Bon appetit. We are going to present the Foreign Policy Association Medal to the Museum of Modern Art, represented by its renowned director, Glenn Lowry. To make this presentation, we will turn to FPA's chairman, Dame Jillian Sackler, a patron of the arts and sciences, who has encouraged FPA to explore the intersection of international relations and cultural engagement. Jill, we are beholden to you, and this evening and some of our most vibrant programming in recent months are a testimony to your vision. Ladies and gentlemen, Dame Jillian Sackler.